gums at each other any chance they get. The fight clock is brought to you by Modelo.
It's time
for you to sit back, relax, and listen to a complete and fucking utter armchair expert give his completely and utterly useless opinions on the one hell of an amazing sport that is MMA.
G'day, guys. So it is indeed that time of the month again, and time for another podcast. Hang on, I do apologise if it sounds a little more. Hang on, I'll try and move the mic closer so it sounds a little better. I'm sitting in a different position today, so I do apologise if it sounds a little different. But I am sitting in a different position to try and minimise the seating issues and the charging issues of my computer. So I am going to check this audio to see how it sounds, and just to make sure that it's not dropping out at all, because the last thing I want is to record a whole podcast with the audio dropping out, and I think it sounds good, and then get to the end and it sounds like crap. So I'll check that and be back. All right, I believe we are good. So UFC 319. Now, of course, I'll be honest, as always, there's only really one fight I want to see on it. But there is, of course... Oh, sorry about that. I got stuff right next to me down here in this position. So you may hear the occasional bang or knock or something. But, of course, we have a few other things that I would like to talk about. UFC 318, of course, was the retirement of Dustin the Diamond Poirier. He did not go out with a win, unfortunately. Had a title. Max Holloway beat him, but it was definitely one hell of a fight. And if you're going to go out in any particular way, I suspect that's the way the Diamond would have wanted to go out. But we had other things happen on this card as well. Paulo Costa got the dub. Daniel Rodriguez versus Kevin Holland. That was a pretty good fight. Wishing the Diamond well, as always. It was definitely a pleasure to watch him fight. And I was not going to miss it happening the last time. Was able to do it in front of my friend as well, which was good. Or not in front of my friend, with my friend, sorry. That of course was good. Me and him watched a lot of Dustin's fights together, so I'm definitely glad I was able to do that with him. So yeah. But UFC 319 emanating from the United Center, the place MJ made famous, in Chicago, Illinois. Dricus du Plessis versus Khamzat Chimeav for the middleweight division title. Let's just get up the UFC website as always, so I can make a bit of a more informed judgment about it all. Hold on. Close. Yeah, there's literally nothing. Oh, hang on. Oh, God. I'm going to have to message my mate back, because he was telling me before there is one other fight I want to see on this card. He's black. He's talked to KSI. I know who he's talking about now. MVP, Michael Venom Page, is on the card against Jared Cannonier. Third last fight, I believe, from the main event. So, and they're saying that MVP is the favourite for the win against Jared Cannonier, so that's going to be interesting. Jessica Andrade is on the... Sorry, guys, I've been sick with the flu. You would have seen me post about it the other day. That's why I haven't posted too much about the event. In fact, I haven't reposted anything on Twitter about the weigh-ins, and I'm not going to, because I honestly cannot be bothered, and it's currently midnight as I'm recording. So, but the main event of the evening, as I said, now this is interesting. They're saying Khamzat's the favourite to win, not by a big margin, but it's actually a pretty slim margin. But they're saying Khamzat is the favourite to win. Now, thing is, we all know Khamzat's really good at takedowns, but DDP kind of is too. And where DDP, as we know, is really good, is striking. So if Khamzat tries to war with DDP on the feet, I don't think he's going to beat him there. But if it goes to the ground, it could honestly be anyone's fight. But I don't know, man. It's definitely going to be very interesting to see who wins out of this. But of course, we have. Sorry, that was UFC 319, really, or what I'm interested in about it. But of course, we have some upcoming fights in. We have some upcoming fights in September. Oh, hang on. So there mustn't be a card next month because UFC 320 is the Ank and Pereira rematch, and it's in October, early October, 4th of October. So that's interesting, but definitely very excited for that. That's pretty much a year in the making. And then UFC 321. Tom Aspinall brings the heavyweight division back against Cyril Gane. Man, I hope there's not some cruel twist of fate and Cyril Gane wins, because you just know John Jones is going to rub it in Tom Aspinall's face and probably run back for the rematch against Cyril Gane and be like, I'm a top of the heap once again, and now I'm running off for another 2 years. So I definitely hope Tom wins out of that, but I think this is in October again. Yeah, October 25th. There we go. So we've got 2 events coming up in October. Definitely very excited for that. But I do just want to finish the podcast off by talking about the announcement that the UFC made earlier this week that their new TV home will be basically where it all started, Paramount Plus, which was the owner of Spike TV, which is where UFC all started. And now they have signed a 7-year, $7 billion deal to be included on Paramount Plus's streaming services. So it's the end of pay-per-view, basically. There's going to be no more pay-per-views in UFC. It will just be streaming. And I don't know about you, but I think that's very good. Because no more $60 pay-per-view prices. You just pay, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you just pay a subscription for the Paramount Plus, and you get UFC every month, all year, for the, and that, I think that's very good for us fans who want to watch it. And that's a crazy deal, and a crazy that pay-per-view is going to be over. It's the end of an era, really, in a lot of ways. But yeah, is what it is, I guess. But anyway, guys, that'll be the end of the podcast. I hope you guys do enjoy that. Enjoy the fact that UFC is going to be on streaming from 2026. Enjoy this fight card and the next couple that I have talked about. And as always, Take care and catches.